Welcome back all. So, a bit of a solo run tonight. It is just me. Just having a look at the map we're running next wipe on our main server. Obviously on someone else's build. Let's see how we get on. It's a map that we played 20 days ago. So you would have seen me play it before. Not that I did that well, but we have played it before. As you can see, I'm not particularly well, but we have some food. And we are still alive, just thanks to Mark and Cookie. And we're going to carry on with our adventure. Don't think we had any useful bang sticks, did we? I'm famous. I'm on TV. Hi, Merv. No map. Ah, joy. Right then, let's wander up here. As I said, it's generally just a look at the map tonight, because I'm running solo. Get a feel for the place, ready for building our own server on here in a month's time. We have some crossbow rounds, I believe. Ah, in that case we're armed. I've never been more dangerous in all my life. We do have the health going up slightly. That's worrying. Hey, it's free food. I'm in bed watching you on my TV. I'm not sure if that's normal or not. I've got a viewer, so it's normal. Telling me you're in bed watching me is fine. It's fine. Hope you're all right, mate. So we're having a look at this map pure and simply because this is what I'm going to move the server over to on the next wipe. Obviously my own take on it. But obviously I'm not very well. It'll help when my blood improves and we can see again. Oh, fucking zombies. Come on. It is, but I've got better news for you. Have a look at the 14. Have a look at the 4070 Super, not the Super TI. Which is getting some really good results. So don't be, it means still expensive, but it's not so expensive. It's getting good results out there in review land, average results in review land, because review land wants it to be state of the art for no money at all. But we realise that. We could really do with a AK. Yeah, it is. And I'd never really played Chimesy before, however you pronounce it, but this is what I'm going to do with my next wipe, is make this into a hardcore survival server through to the end of summer. I like the size of the map, I like the feel of the map, I like some of the stuff we've done. I've read a bad review on the Super. Oh, I've literally just read a bad review on the Super. The problem with the bad reviews is they're all under the mindset that it should be a 16 gig card, because in this day and age all games require 16 gigs. That's always going to be, because AMD do 16 gig cards. You know, my 1080, sorry, my 3080 is a 10 gig card. I don't. DayZ only drinks 8 gigs of RAM when you've got this on the card. So actually, the 4070 Super with 12 gigs of RAM, just under 4070 Ti old Ti specs, it's actually really good. And at not a bad price. But reviewers want it to be a 16 gig card, and they want the 16 gig 4070 Super Ti to be a 24 gig card, and they think the 4080 Super that's due out now, roughly, should be a 24 gig card. It's all a bit, it's like they should have been cheaper and more RAM. Well, Nvidia won't do that if AMD aren't dropping their prices. What's the point? But if you look at a comparison, so if you look at what's it comparable to in the 30 series, it's going to be around, just it's better than a 3080. Oh, we are coming over here. 100% we're coming over here. We're coming over here and turning it into more of a survival challenge. More of a base building still. Little bit of raiding. And I've got lots of things planned for the next wipe. But it'll be here Easter, because I've got Easter off. And I'm buying the server mid to late February to start building it, so at the end of March we can switch this server off basically and switch straight onto the new one the same day. And then we'll run that server till the end of August, and then it will switch to a different map. So it'll be 3 maps a year basically, but we will be on here, and it will be a solo server. If you want to team up with people, then armbands. But I don't really know this map, so for me, one of the reasons to come here is a lot of the player base don't know it. So it's a new experience for everybody. And I've got some dastardly horrible things planned, as you'd expect. So whereas at the moment we're playing the mouse on my server, and that's all about the coal, when we come across here, it will all be about the gas. Right, I need to be able to start running again. Or we just commit suicide and do a run in colour. Yeah, no, we will be coming here. That's set in stone. This is where because we're only having a 30 slot server, I'm trying to pick maps that work for 30 people, where as a solo or a duo working with armbands, then you can still have an adventure, still build a base, still go off and explore, still do shit, but at the same time there's a chance of bumping into people. You know, we couldn't do Chinaris, we couldn't do Deer Isle for how I see it. But this map, in summer, works. Even if I'm not very well at the moment. But for me, this is all about exploring now. I think the 4060 Ti 16 gig will give you... So Cookie at the moment runs a 4060 Ti 8 gig. He can run DayZ at the same FPS as I'm getting on a 3080. So the 16 gig is going to be better still. The reviewers don't like it because they're under the impression that it should have been cheaper and faster. I think it's a good card. And by having the 16 gigs of RAM, you're future-proofing. But I think that's the big thing. If you look at Cookie running a 4060 Ti 8 gig, he runs DayZ at 1440p, and he gets a slightly under or slightly over, depending on the map, FPS that I get on a 3080. So I wouldn't worry what the reviewers say always. Got to remember, the reviewers always want it to be better than it is. And they will always be slightly slanted either to AMD or Nvidia, depending on which brand is currently throwing them free graphics cards. And that sounds really unfair, but it's true. The same as any YouTuber. You know, once you get to that point of getting sponsorship, you're going to back your sponsors. Reviews are like newspapers, they have an editor. Oh, and my chat's just gone down. About right, but 4070 Super you can get for around 520, 530. So do you go for a 16 gig 4060 Ti, or do you go for a 12 gig 4070 Super? That's your question. But 450 is about right. I'd say it would probably drop to, I imagine it will drop to about 399 once AMD come up with something to fight the new rehash of the 40 series. Or they'll do something with it, they'll slightly tweak it. But 450 is about right. It's not a bad card. I mean, talk to Cookie about how he finds his 60 Ti. I think last gen, so with the 30 series, it was the 60 Ti models were what everyone bought. Not everyone. What the standard gamer bought. So, you know, if you were a standard gamer and a small time streamer, you had a 3060 Ti. Because that's what they marketed for mass appeal. This time their marketing has been more at the 4070, but that's Nvidia. They're trying to get people to spend more money. What's annoying is my 3080 now, because you can't get them new, is only worth about £300 second hand. So for the games that you play, so your DayZ racing games, Colin Love on the Raft, 16 gigs of RAM will be fine. No game at the moment is going to use your 16 gigs of RAM. And the speed of the card is fine. It will give you slightly better chip for streaming because it's an up-to-date version. It's a good thing. At some point, hopefully we'll get a railway crossing on the road so we can go and find somewhere to visit. Or I'll die in a loud and grotesque military manner, and we'll be back on the coast. At least we're running again. I think Raft and Colin is amazing. I think Colin The fact that you can kill Colin and more Collins appear. We need branded merchandise. I watch Magic Merv and I support Colin. T-shirts, that's what we need, and mugs and mouse mats. Maybe not I love Colin, that would be wrong, but I've got Raft, I've just never played it. It's probably too cartoony for me. But I love watching your episodes. Ah, there's something to visit down here. So we are playing the close to vanilla version of this server. I think it's the official one. Just because for me to work out what I'm doing with planning a server, I need to see it in its native form and how it feels. Obviously we'll be doing our normal thing, we'll be getting rid of all food, so you'd have to hunt and fish to survive. We're not going to go silly with the gas, we're going to turn all tier 4 into gas zones. And the only no build zones we'll have are the unique end game stuff. The underground stuff basically will be no build. We're looking at base building plus, but base building plus legacy for the building pack. With supplies coming in via airdrops for base building. That's it. That's what we're going for as our look and feel of the server. I shot JR Colin. Yes! Yes! There, you get it. Oh, another mushroom, which either means that a player's been through here, or because I'm stumbling, they're spawning in for me. I'm going to go for stumbling, spawning in for me. But we'll be running this as a 30 slot server with an updated RAM, and so it can handle the mods we're throwing at it. I don't have a normal knife on me, do I? No, and that water bottle's a bit dodgy of its quality level. Let's hope. But I do love this map. The short time I've spent on here. There we go. We'll have one of them. We'll take a spare smoke for those little emergencies. Right, let's throw away the bloody shotgun, because that's about as much use as a chocolate teapot. Swap them over. We'll single load this. Should have brought that bloody silencer. Sorry, not silencer. What's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't silencer, was it? So all I'm going to say about this map, be very careful when you reach the bottom of the map and find military. There was a... why myself and Sketch went there on a vanilla map. I like the fact there's something weird on here. That appeals to my sense of humour. You know me. You horrible creature. be the last one. No, I've got one more after this. So we're bringing in, obviously, some mods to make it more survival-based when we do it. But most of the stuff that you're used to will be here. Well, everything you're used to on the map will be here. We'll just be adding in some extra challenges. What are we going for? Yeah. Let's go for challenges. Got a few things to test, which is why we're building the server starting next month. Ooh. We go, a knife at last. We'll have some gloves. We don't want 2 pairs of gloves. Obviously, getting inside that military makes sense, but searching the town probably makes more sense at the moment. Oh. Bastards. Never been down the bottom of the map apart from to fly around in training mode. Right, where were we? Pouring that away and refilling. But I do realise there's some extras on here, because obviously I'm in the Discord for the building the server. One of the reasons I picked it, basically. I wanted there to be something for people to do, and experience. There has to be some sort of end game when we're playing, running small servers. And we've picked some different level of end game than I normally would. We're actually going to have a competition on the server with a prize. More information coming soon. Always wanted to build a base in one of these buildings. Not interested today. I think you can make an amazing base room, because you could airlock people right through this. Have to do it with something that had better access to airlocks. Ugh, combination lock. Horrible bloody things. There we go, dead set. Right, we need meds, that's what we really need. Now, my favourite buildings here to build in. That building there. Best building in DayZ to build on. is for smaller maps. I don't agree for bigger. You know me, I love my PvP fights. But for a smaller map where we got less players fighting, we have to have something for them to do. So, base building, you can stick airlocks all the way up here. But having an end game means that people that stream also have something to show off and work towards. And then you can block off that door. This becomes your living area. And you have a lovely sniper tower. That's why it's my favourite building for base building. But for survival maps, so for me that just wants to build a base and survive and don't really care about endgame, I can do that. For somebody like Mark or Cookie, they can do a mixture of endgame and survival. And for somebody like yourself that wants an endgame, that wants an objective, something to work up towards, it's something to do. Right, where's that fucking chicken? Because we're going to need food. He's fucking hiding from me. He's friends with Colin. I reckon he's stuck inside. Probably doesn't help that I'm seeing in black and white. We're also going to allow cars on the next wipe, which we've not done before. So for solo players, but we're only going to allow within the rules 1 car per person. Just at the moment ironing out some of the basic rules that we're going to run with. And it's looking like we're going to have code locks, and we're going to limit people to, or players to, 10 code locks to be used how they wish, be that a solo base that has 10 code locks on it, or 10 solo base, 10 1 code lock bases all over the place, little stashes. But there will be explosives for raiding, so people will have to work out what they want to do. We're probably not going to have any vanilla building on it, and we're probably going to make people build inside existing structures. Just, I have to test a few things. Don't want that. We've been planning a lot. We've got quite a fair sized mod list to work with. But it'll be vanilla with survival stuff, basically, as per normal with me. So one of the things we're looking at is things like, so you'll have to boil rags to purify them, rather than have disinfectant, so it takes disinfectant out of the game and forces players to think differently. We'll spawn people in with a small bottle of disinfectant, but that'll probably be all they have. From then on, if they want rags or bandages, they'll either go and get proper bandages, like I've got here, and disinfect them by boiling them, or by boiling rags. Obviously our normal things like tearing up clothing we'll probably have sleep on here when we do it, so you'll need to sleep now and again next to a fire for safety, to regen. We won't have washing. We're probably going to have correct rucksacks, so you'll need to take rucksacks off to use them. Because again, it makes sort of sense. We've got to test the ballistics mod that turns all the ammunition real with correct penetration, and it drops off at the right distance, so it will turn weapons real. But we've got to test it to make sure it's not too OP. We're probably going to move all quality military stuff out of starting areas, so people will have to survive with hunting rifles and pistols, or hit police to get MP5s. Obviously, again, as per normal with me, all weapons will be named correctly. Right, main road makes more sense. More likely on main road to find another town. I'm leaving in all their basic vanilla stuff, so we won't be taking out anything. I've got to test a idea that's been working in my head for a long time about a hunting trader that trades in nails, but it won't be OP. It'll be more, we'll have him buy stuff off you and pay, if we can get it to work, and pay you in single nails. So for people that want a base build but don't want to do airdrops or survivor missions, they'll have another way of getting hold of gear or nails. And potentially you can sell a code lock for an awful lot, but mainly it will be you can take hides to him to sell. So a deer hide will be worth X, a wolf hide will be worth more, and a bear will be worth more, and the polar bear will be worth the most. Because I think that makes sort of sense, and it won't be a safe zone. So if people want to use the trader for that, it'll be in a dangerous place. So the whole map will be kill on sight when I do it, as per vanilla. As I said, the only two no build zones will be the end game, the underground stuff, and the tier 4 will all be toxic. So people will need NBC to get into tier 4 to get hold of good weapons, which should limit the amount of people running around with vows. But a few quality of life things, so we're looking at putting in an NBC case, help you carry your NBC gear, the ability of wearing your NBC clothing over the top of normal clothing, but you won't be able to access the pockets in your normal clothing when you do, much like real life NBC. But it does mean that when you go into NBC, you don't need to find a way to stash your clothing that you've currently got, which makes sense to me. We'll be upping the animal spawns, because if we're going to get rid of normal food, and we'll do the normal thing of spawn people in with a hook, So they can rip up clothes with their hands to give them the ability of being able to fish. We'll be changing the spawn slightly. I said earlier, certainly looking at base building plus legacy. But I think it still comes with plot hole. So rather than have to build a flag, you have a plot hole. Oh, nice little Christmas tree in the way. Is that my thing ruined? It is. Let's stick that on. DK18. I don't think I have any ammo. And the crossbow is probably more use to me at the moment. Airdrops and survivor missions we'll have. It adds to the game. So again, for people that want to do something different, they can get a radio and go off on a survivor mission, which will have higher tier weapons in them, because they're by their very nature harder to do. So they're all better. But the build will start mid to late Feb, and testing will carry on until we go live, which will be about a month of testing, which will be private. Just where we tweak it and play with it and test it and tweak it and play with it and keep doing it till we get it right. So when we go live, players have... It should be difficult, it should be hard to survive, but it shouldn't be impossible. You know, I like building survival servers. I don't particularly... Nobody enjoys having to make one of those stupid flags. So something to replace the flag with. I don't quite like instant build flag. So there'll be something to make the flag either replace it with block hole, if that's not in place, to make it easy. But that'll be the only thing that's easy. If we can have plot hole, we'll have underground bases on here. Raiding will be explosive raiding, breaching charges, with the sulphur and charcoal available over the map, but the actual detonators, whatever we decide to use for that, will only be available in high tier. So to limit raiding happening, people should be able to build a base and be secure. And the stuff that you use inside your base, all your storage and everything, will be manufactured using a workbench yourself. But none of it can be code locked. So the security will come with where you choose to live and how you choose to make your base. As I said, we will have cars. At the moment it's looking like we're going to allow one vehicle per person. And we'll probably have camo net so people can, but they won't be able to lock their cars. So if you want to keep your car secure, lock it closed, have it at base and take the items off it and stick a cam net over the top. Because if you don't, it will despawn or get stolen. While we don't encourage people to work together, we don't discourage it either. There won't be any group loss. If you team up with people, it will be a case of having to get an armband on and work vanilla. If we keep armbands in, there's a chance that I'll remove armbands and advertise it as a solo server. Because nobody does solo servers apart from, you know, your solos that are no base build. But the one thing I've noticed running our hardcore the mouse server for the last 2 months or month and a half is we get two types of player. We player one joins, plays for between 1 minute and 30 minutes, and we never see them again. Player two stays past the 30 minutes and then stays and plays each day, each week on a regular basis. So the people that like how hard it is think it's amazing. But we get rid of a lot of the toxic players quite quickly because they don't like how hard it is. Obviously we'll do things like we normally do, upgrade spares. Probably slightly increase the zombie spawns because there's not a lot on this map. No problem, Irv. I'll catch up with you soon, mate. And thanks for popping in, massively appreciated. We'll also be, anyone watching on playback or watching live, we'll also be looking at things like some custom work on the map. If we decide to go with the trader and we can get that working, it will certainly be a custom area for the trader. Because I want it to be like a black market on a PvP map where there's ways in, there's some cover in there. There's a well, there's somewhere to light things on fire. Maybe a player-to-player trader, the peer-to-peer trader. But the one I'm looking at, you swap items. So you put up an AK and say you want a code lock for it, sort of thing. Lots of these, but we'll take the mags. That's my crazy solo no build. Tim. Hi Tim. The server is Adventure Vanilla Chemacy official replica 1pp. Because we're moving across to this server, I run small survival servers, and our next wipe will be coming to this server, also coming to this map. So this is more a case of me just having a look around the map in its vanilla function to get an idea of what we could do with it. At the moment we've got a server that's running a harder version of the mouse. Oh, there we are. We could do with loading it, couldn't we? Dead man's clip. See, that's why I hate fucking crossbows. That's all right. But I've never really played this map before. 20 days ago we came on here after I decided that this was where I was going to take the whites next. And I really like the feel of it. Half the reason for coming here is it's a smaller map. So for a 30 slot server, it's about right. Because you've got a chance still of bumping into people. And I like the design of the map, I like how it feels. Even though at the moment it's raining a lot and I'm dying. But I think it's really well designed. But it might be easier to go for that one stuff. It's more a recce than anything else. You see, I'm not doing that well. But as much as I love DayZ, and I really do, it's an amazing game. That's my crazy solo no build. Nothing wrong with crazy solo no builds. I like builds. I like building. I love making my thing. And everyone's different, aren't they? Everybody's different what they enjoy out of the game. Which is why the game's so amazing. A very good friend of mine who I've spent years kicking and dragging him into DayZ, and he doesn't really enjoy it. And about a month ago he found Stalker roleplay servers and plays that sort of shit non-stop now, which I wouldn't do, but he loves them. Solid pick. Reminds me of home. I think that's why I like the map. It feels a bit more realistic. Is the right word, probably. Even though I don't know the map and we're just running in random directions and seeing what we can find. I think it needs a few more infected on it. But that can be sorted when I run a server for it. At the moment it's a bit... yeah. So we came in from that direction, didn't we? So carry up this way should be... we'll find something new to explore. And we'll have colour coming back soon. Be nice. Be a new experience. I hope it will stop raining. So we're certainly going to look at twisting things around a little bit. I want to get military weapons out of low tier zones when we do it. Even low tier military shouldn't be... yeah, I want it to feel like it's the end of the world. And the only place that you can get good military is under constant gas. So you're going to have to get an NBC suit and push into them. Up to that point, you should be surviving on hunting, rifles, maybe pistols from police stations, MP5s, that sort of shit. Our footwear's fucked, yeah. Can you repair footwear with... Probably not is the answer. So the type of server I aim to build is one where it really does feel like it's 10 years after the end of the outbreak and most resources have been used up. We edit out things like teddy bears and things like that out of the loot table. They're not needed. We have airdrops, but they're done more as this is outside agencies dropping in supplies to help people survive airdrops. We like to get rid of nails boxes. So I feel 10 years after the end of the world, nails will be used up. But we allow people to do things like use pliers on barbed wire to get nails. Because that would make sense, deconstructing other stuff to get hold of nails. I put code locked in just because it's hard enough to do the base without having to then run up to it and try and thumb through the older bicycle lock. We just run round in a big fucking circle. Knowing me, the answer to that will be yes, yes we have. Maybe not. We have maps on the server, but we make people find a map before they can press M. So next wipe we might be doing you need to find a GPS to find your location on the map, and you need to find a pen to be able to mark the map. Just because. Wellington boots don't want. At the moment though, if they're in reasonable condition, maybe I do want. In vanilla, this place is stripped of loot, isn't it? It's great. It makes my job so much easier. Just a farm here. Signposts are always good. Okay. At least our health's back up, because that's a plus point. We could probably bin off the crossbow now. Save some weight. Nice if rain stops soon. And the railway line stop? Oh, road stop. Okay. Let's go this way today. Now I think we've probably wandered around in a circle, haven't we? Yeah, I've wandered past this bus once today already. Right then, let's do the honourable thing and commit suicide and get a different spawn and have a look at what we've got elsewhere. Excellent. There we go. Fresh spawn time. Middle of the woods spawn. Joy. Do with this rain stopping. But we never see in colours nice. We'll certainly be running the server in summer. But we will have dark nights on. We do it just because. Different spawns, certainly. Go and get the right pixel for me. That's annoying. I like the feeling of less loot. I think it works well. Oh, that's really nicely done. You could build a covert base under something like that. And you could pack something like this up with BB Plus and be completely off the beaten track. The old Livonia house. don't think anyone's ever done. I don't understand. Sorry, that's a better way of putting it. I don't understand why this map isn't more popular. Which way should we go today? That way. And the map's 100 kilometres square. So it's smaller than, say, Namalsk, but a lot of Namalsk is sea. But it's about half the size of, well, just under half the size of Chernarus. So for something like a 30-pot server, it's about right. There's certainly lots to see and lots to do. You have an end game. You can fight this zombie. I can't believe we got 2 bloody cuts off that one. There's a base down there. That will impress Cookie. Do cut well, these zombies, don't they? So we need a knife, we need water, we need more bandages. Town feels like it's been stripped of resources. with the big base nearby, you'd expect it. My favourite house to build in. I'm just going to take a quick comfort break, guys. And I'm back. Shotgun didn't have any ammo in it, did it? No. It was a shame. For normal search for resources. I hate the fact, one thing I hate about DayZ is so many houses you can't get into the rooms. We'll also make another good base building property if you blocked off all those windows and airlocked it through the middle. I've done that one. Done that one. So this side we've not done. Another setup there. Church is sometimes good for resources. Irish will be telling me off for not picking up the bear. Okay, we're at the docks then. Okay. Merv will tell me off for not picking up the sporter. Work through this food while we wait for the Zeds to get bored. Going for the apple last because it has hydration. I know they all do, but I do love this map. It's a shame it's not more popular. where I am. I just don't know where the nearest medical is. Now, Merv would be going, you should have picked up the sporter. Can we climb these lighthouses? We can. So it's a reskin. Yeah. Make some gloves. Well, at the moment, emergency bandages are probably more important, even though they're not purified. I realise this takes me south, but it takes me south through bear country, I believe. I want to get on that walkway. Jump up? No. Need a way onto it. Because I believe that would might make my life safer. There we go. Ah, that's worrying. Oh no. Yeah, that's worrying. They don't understand the word water. Here we go. Game on. You'll have to have airdrops out here somewhere. So exposed. This actually feels really real, as in you can see that if the tide came in high, I mean it won't go this high I'm sure, but it feels like these ponds and this walkway's been built. I love it. It's a shame they haven't got a tidal range on DayZ that could flood this. Loads of fucking Zeds. Well, loads being 2 or 3. Which way will we come in? That way. Get back on this. We can. Need the food. So as much as I was thinking that Z spawns aren't enough, I think for a survival map they're probably just about right. But if we up the animal spawns, you're not going to need a lot more than this. With BB Plus you could have people living out here on the marshes, which would be awesome. Brilliant. Let's give you guys some gamma. Feels creepy as shit out here at night. Right, we're going to end the stream there. It's only a quick one tonight. Tomorrow night I'll be on for a longer one. I'm sure with Dr. Cookie Monster when we're intending to raid. See you all again soon. Cheers guys.